Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Edmonton Oilers Be a GM. Now, before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And at the end of the video, don't forget to leave a comment. What do you guys think about what's going on here, okay? So, we are through October. It's just 1 month. We're 7-2-3, and we just beat the Colorado Avalanche 9-2, and they're a pretty strong team, 8-2-2 so far. So for us to take them to the cleaners like that's a nice win. A great win. Nugent Hopkins, through 12 games, 15 assists. Alright, he does lead the league in assists, I believe. Hold on, let me double check. Oh, sorry, second to Sidney Crosby. And then Hall is 1 goal off the lead. Carlson is 2 goals off the lead. A great start to the month. And believe it or not, we're not even in first place with that performance. We're actually 4 points off of first with the Ottawa Senators. So we're going to keep it going, because right now we're doing really well. Oops. No, I guess we can stop there. And I want to see that same kind of performance this month as we just saw in the last month. Maybe we can make this one of the best years we've ever had. I mean, we keep saying that every single year we start this, how good this team could be and how amazing the players on the team are, but yet we still find a way to go on extended losing streaks or bouts of the game where, or you know, that you're not performing to the same level that you'd like to. You know, we'll lose like 4 of 5 type thing versus winning 4 of 5. That doesn't happen as often, I don't think, in my opinion anyway. But, I mean, we've added some incredible players over the course of this Be a GM mode. If you think about the Oilers when they started out, and the lineup, our top line was with Hall, Eberle, and Nugent Hopkins. We still have Hall and Nugent Hopkins, but I would definitely say that Eberle is an increase, or sorry, Connor McDavid is an increase on Jordan Eberle. And on that second line, basically we would have had at some point, God knows when, what the hell's his name? Leon Draisaitl. He was taking forever to progress, so we gave up on him, and we traded him away for immediate help. So, you know what, that's one of the moves that I definitely do not regret, was moving Draisaitl. And now the second line of Konechny, I mean, he's 89 overall. And you've got on the left wing that we just picked up Beckett. And then on the right wing, you've got Nichushkin. I mean, those 3 guys, well, 2 of the 3 for sure, are first line players. And we're playing them on the second line. And that's simply because we just do not have the room. I wish you could almost designate, you know, a player as, what do you call it? Like, or designate your lines, give them roles. You know what I mean? Because you can kind of set your team up in a certain way, like forecheckers and blockers and stuff like that. Guys dump and chase. You can do that. But the one thing that you can't do is give a designate, like a full-on designate. Like, I would run a 1A and a 1B. That should be an option, I think. All right, sorry, we'll continue the talk afterwards. 14-3-6 we currently run. Very good. We only lost 1 in regulation, so that's a really good month again. Carey Price, number 1 in goals against average. He's number 2, only to Quick in save percentage. Hall is at 31 points. Konechny at 26 points, so that's where they sit. They're a little bit off Patrick Kane. Goals, he's 3 off the lead. And assists, Nugent Hopkins at 21 assists. He's tied, a 4-way tie with 3 Chicago players. Brandon Saad, Patrick Kane, and Nick Leddy. Holy crap. Konechny is on there as well with 18 assists. Team standings, New Jersey sits atop the East with 36, and we actually are 2 points off the lead. Look at that tie. There are lots of good teams in here. LA and Vancouver, both all at 34 points. Actually, we're in fourth place, because Chicago and St. Louis both have more points than us as well. That Eastern Conference is a little bit weaker, no doubt about it. Okay, let us go to not GM options, pardon me. Oh, feeling congested. Oh my god, Stats Central is what we want. We want to take a look at stats. I'm going to have a sip of this. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, we're in 4th place. We knew that. Goals 4 per game. We're putting up a 3-3-0, only to Chicago. Chicago's putting up 4 goals per game. That's not going to continue. I can guarantee you that. They've got 18 more goals than second place Vancouver. Goals against per game, we're putting up a 1.96. That's the reason we're doing so well, is our defense is shutting things down. All right. Our power play percentage at 22.8 is in the top 10, so that's nice to see. And our penalty kill is in the top 10 as well at 9th. So I'm really not concerned about anything that I'm seeing there. We go to player stats, and let's have a look, see how everybody's doing, because obviously we've got Hall leading in goals and points this year finally, 31 points. We'll see where everybody else sits though. How's Connor McDavid doing, you know? We'll see that. All right. So Taylor Hall at 31 points. Konechny is at 26 points. McDavid at 25. Nugent Hopkins at 24. Carlson at 20 points so far. Beckett at 14. Nichushkin at 13. Hedman at 12. Really good numbers from everybody here. As you get down to the third and fourth line, not so much. As in terms of minus players, we only have two. Urich and Braid. Two fourth line grinders. But other than that, the top line is the plus minus Kings. Really good performance so far. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players above the point per game mark, and everybody's producing. So I'm loving this. I'm loving what I'm seeing here, and I want to keep this going, absolutely. So we're gonna do another month. We already know what Carey Price's numbers are. I'm not really worried about his backup. Miles. All right. That's fine. We already got everybody. All right. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, being able to designate lines, and then give your third and fourth line like a checking line, and then a shutdown line. It's funny. NHL 2K came out with a game for the iPhone, and they actually have that ability. They have first line, second line, checking line, and fourth line, and they give it that role. And I'd like for that role to mean something, so that players you put on that line actually fill that checking role. You know what I mean? And then they play in that style. Your coach encourages them to play in that style. Because that's a big part of this game, is having one of those lines that jumps on the ice. Scout Russia. That jumps on the ice for, 30 seconds and goes as hard as possible. Sometimes it's called an energy line. Sometimes they call it the wagon line. But it has a role, and that's to provide energy to the rest of the team. Not necessarily go out there and just be as energetic as possible, but get the other team fired, or your own team fired up through effective, hard-nosed play. And that's what everybody loves to watch. As a hockey fan myself, one thing that I absolutely love to watch is hard-working hockey. Guys that hit the ice and go a million miles an hour, get the puck, work it in deep, simple dump and chase, banging bodies. That's my favorite kind of hockey. Yeah, I love the open ice feel too, when guys get the puck to open ice, make some nice plays. That's great, but I feel that that's truly a byproduct of truly a byproduct of playing the right brand of hockey. And right now, that's why a lot of teams are winning, and that's also why a lot of teams are losing, because they're not delivering that same feeling. Like the Edmonton Oilers, for example, they're not cutting things back down to basics and playing that hard-nosed game that you need to play when things are going tough. They started to do it a little bit, and they saw some success just by throwing the puck on the net, right? It's not that big of a change, but man, did it ever make a big difference on the score clock. All of a sudden, they're putting up goals where they weren't before. You get teams that are chock full of talent, but don't have that drive, and that is what's going to kill you long term. You can score some sweet goals, but if you're not winning games, it doesn't really matter that much. So other teams like Boston, Anaheim, Chicago even, they all play that grinded out game, whether it's through high-end skill or it's through just being that type of team throughout the lineup. They're generating offense in one way. Well, Boston's not doing the best, but other teams are. Anaheim's one of the best at doing that. They grind it out, and then they give it to their elite guys. Getzlaf and Corey Perry, man, oh man, they've got some incredible ability. All right, Pro Scout, we're close. We'll just save it for Pro Scout. I don't think we need anything, but all right. Sorry, I had to get a drink. So that's through another month. We're 26, 6-6 at the beginning of January. Yeah, that's crazy. Carey Price is number 1 in save percent, or number 1 in goals against. Number 2 in save percentage still to Jonathan Quick. Hall at 45 points, 10 points off of Kane. Konechny at 41 points. He's 14 points off the lead. Assists, you got Nugent Hopkins and Konechny in there at 2-3, and Taylor Hall is second in goals at 25. Look at the standings. New Jersey still leads that top end of the East, 53 points. However, we lead the NHL at 58 points. Unbelievable performance. The fact of the matter is, actually, Vancouver's having a great year too, and they're only 4 points behind us. So we're going to have to keep this kind of winning attitude up. We're going to sim through another month here, because that was only one. That was our quick review. And really, I don't see any need to make any changes at this point. I mean, Taylor Hall's rocking a plus 27. Hall's got 25 goals. Nugent Hopkins at 32 assists. That's crazy. I mean, if your plus minus is at or above your goal total, you're doing something right. I mean, those are numbers. Hold on, scout assignment. Those are numbers in the Gretzky-esque area. That means you're scoring a lot, 5-on-5, which is difficult for some teams to do, and that they end up just being, oh, there's a 5-star guy there. There's a couple top 10s. You know, I'm gonna scout this one for a month. I don't know much about him. I mean, in today's NHL, where you're never gonna see somebody score 92 goals again, or 215 points. In today's NHL, those kind of feats are unbelievable. You know, if you get somebody, I think that it is possible in today's NHL for one player in the next 5 years to put up 70 goals. I think that will be the next big feat. 70 goals. That'll be the next big one. Because I don't see... Let's just commit to that. I just don't see how anybody's going to be able to do anything like that again. You know, the biggest difference between then and now is not necessarily player skill. All right? Not necessarily player skill. Though I think the skill in a game is all relative. You could say Wayne Gretzky is better than Sidney Crosby, or Sidney Crosby is better than Wayne Gretzky, or Mario Lemieux is better than Wayne Gretzky. It really doesn't matter what your argument is. It's all relative. I mean, you take a look at what Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux had when they were playing. Look at the size of the goalie pads, all right? That's a perfect example. The goalie pads were tiny, just small, barely strapped onto their legs. The goalies had a very a very rough time trying to make any saves whatsoever. But now the pads are huge, and really because of that, the one thing that's definitely changed is how the goalie actually makes the save. Take a look at old footage of goalies making a save. Body position and your movements are absolutely crucial. It was like watching soccer before. Now, it's a real art. You have to move back and forth effectively to cover those parts of the net, get the blocker up. You know, it's not like before they were just kind of flailing around. All right, Calvin DeHaan, a third-round pick for our first Lemieux. No. We just won 7-1, by the way. Flailing around, trying to hope that you kick something away. That's basically what the mentality was. Now, you actually have to be perfect in your structure. Your ability to make a save has to be perfect. It's just a different game than it was once upon a time. And that's why we'll never see 90 goals in a season again. That's why we won't. Alright, so now it's time to our second review. End of January, beginning of February. Hall with 28 goals, Konechny with 38 assists. Carey Price leads in goals against average, leads in save percentage. We are in there for points. Patrick Kane is having an outstanding year. Hall at 58, he's above Sidney Crosby. Goals, we are up there, we're 11 off the lead. Looks like Patrick Kane is having an amazing year. Konechny at 38 assists. It looks like Nugent Hopkins has dropped out of that. And then standings-wise, we are number 1 by about 4 points still over Philadelphia this time. Looks like Vancouver's dropped off. We're 7 points above them. So we're doing really well. 71 points on the year. Let's go take a look at the stats. Team standings we'll start with. Number 1 in the league. That has gone up from 4th. Our goals for per game is actually in 4th. Chicago has dropped down a little bit to a much more human level, but Tampa Bay and San Jose have really crawled in there. Our goals against per game at 1.90. That's crazy. That will likely be the winning one right there. That'll be the reason we did so well. Our power play percentage has dropped. We're in 14th. And our penalty kill is number 2 now. 85% in the penalty kill. That's an insane number. Insane number. For even St. Louis, they've got the same type of thing going on. And Philly's at 88. 88%. When I play, I get like a penalty kill percentage over the 90s. Like 95, 96. Because we kill so many penalties. We score more on the penalty kill than we do get scored on. Alright. Taylor Hall, 58 points at 48 games. McDavid's at 52. Konechny at 50. Nugent Hopkins at 44. He has dropped a little bit. I don't know what the reasoning is for that, but something's going on. Carlson at 36 points. Beckett at 31. He's an 88 overall now, Beckett. 88. playing the left wing. Unbelievable. Even his defense is pretty good. I don't understand why he's 3-star defense. He's got 80 awareness. Actually, him and Konechny, he's got better faceoffs. Actually, you know what? Beckett has better faceoffs, 76 by a little bit. Konechny's 99 acceleration, 99 agility. Unbelievable. His shot's not as good, though. Let's take a look at Beckett. Tim Beckett. He's got a pretty decent shot. Pretty good passing, too. And then Nichishkin. I'm surprised that second line is not benefiting as much from all this. He's 89 as well. 89. 88, 80, or 90, 91, 89, 98, and 91. It's unbelievable. What's Darnell Nurse sitting at? 85, 88, 87. Just craziness right now. Alright. So let's do another month here. We'll get ourselves to the trade deadline is what we'll do, and then I'll stop the video. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Is we'll get to the trade deadline, then you guys can weigh in. What do you think? Should we just rock this for the rest of the year? Because I don't think there's anything we really need to do. Do you? I don't see it. Hold on. Let's go to let's check defenseman. See if there's anybody that's top 10. Probably not. There's a top 10 there. We'll do 2 weeks here. Find out a little bit more about him. We're going to have to reset this anyway. Alright. So, I say Taylor Hall can put up about, I'm going to say 50 goals this year. He's at 28 so far. That's a little over halfway now. A little bit more than halfway, so 50 is more appropriate. Maybe even, no, we lost 6-3. Maybe only 45, 46. I'd say 45 to 50 is where you're going to see Hall finish. That would be my guess, but he needs to start scoring here. He hasn't scored in the last couple of games, but I mean that's the way it tends to work with this game. He gets really streaky. You end up with a win here and a win there, or a goal here and a goal there, and then you go without for a little while. So, and maybe now that second line is starting to produce because you can see Konechny with 40 assists. Oh, pardon me. You see Konechny with 40 assists, but that top line hasn't done much so far. There you go. Hall finally scores. Konechny, another couple assists for him. What was I talking about? Sorry, I gotta drink my. Sorry. There we go. Oh, that's good. All right, so you got a couple top 10s in Russia. They got an Ovechkin. Oh my God, they got an Ovechkin. Where was I going to scout? It wasn't there. There was forwards in the Swiss. There you go. Let's check 2 weeks here. Find out a little bit more about him. All right. Yeah, sorry, I was going to go to the gym right away, so I was taking my pre-workout, getting ready to go. Hall's not 30th goal of the year. Good job, Halsey. Love you, buddy. Well done. I'm glad we held on to Hall. But you know, I think you got to keep some remnants of the past. You know, here we have some of our old draft picks, but if you think about who's on the team that was there at the beginning, there's only two. There are three. Pardon me. Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Martin Marincin. Those are the only three players we've actually held on to this entire time. Goalies have changed. Defense have changed. Forwards have changed. We've changed the whole face of this team. And you know what? That's something I look forward to doing with Buffalo, is transitioning that team with their current players, not removing the identity of the club. I think that's something I want to keep, because that's something that teams establish early, is an identity. And you can't take that away from them. Oh, here's Vancouver. Come on. We lose in overtime. At least it's only 1 point we lose out on. You establish your identity and what you want to be as a team, and I think that's something that's crucial for us going forward, is finding that identity. All right, so we're going to do the scout assignment. We'll set that free on the world. Any goalies? Let's go back to the WHL. There's a top 10. Top 5. All right, let's scout you for 2 weeks. There's not much to do there. All right, so at the end of that month, we'll do a quick review here. This will be before the trade deadline. We are leading in goals against and save percentage. Actually, we're tied with Quick. Points, Hall's at 68 points. Nicely done. Patrick Kane's at 94. Hall is at 31 goals. He's dropping out of that race really quickly because of a poor month. Konechny is in there in fourth with assists at 47. In terms of points, we're at 90. We have an 8-point lead on the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are in second. So we are and Vancouver, So we are number 1 in the NHL on that, guys. All right, I'm going to show you really quickly our lines, and then you can make a decision on if we need to upgrade anywhere. I don't see how you could. I mean, this second line could be our top line. We could trade away this entire first line for something else. And then our third line of Applicator, Broadhead, and Downey, Urich, Volk, and Braid. Defense, you've got Hedman and Carlson. You got Marincin and Nurse, and then Lemke and Bowie on that final one. And then in net, you've got Carey Price and Miles. And then Kunitz in the minor system. 4.5 yellow stars. Unbelievable. All right, guys, let me know what you think we should do. Coming up, do we need to make any moves? Is it good enough as is, being the number 1 team in the league already? Or can we add somewhere? I just don't know where it would be. Okay, guys, so until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.